If you've been with me through this series, you've already found your pace point. You've optimized its output, you've coordinated your system around it, maybe you've upgraded it, and that is huge. If you're just joining us, hit pause and check out the playlist in the link below. Trust me, you'll want to know the full picture before diving into this final step, because today we're tackling STRATEGIZE. It's the fifth and final piece of our focus framework from operational physics. This is where you lock in your wins and set the stage for what's next. So, are you ready to future-proof your success? Let's roll. Here's the thing. Without a solid strategy, all the work you've put into the first 4 steps can slip through your fingers. STRATEGIZE isn't just about patting yourself on the back for a job well done. It's about sustaining those gains and planning your next big leap. This is important because systems don't stand still. Markets shift, competitors adapt, and new challenges pop up. If you're not thinking ahead, you're falling behind. Done right, STRATEGIZE turns your organization into a resilient, growth-ready machine. Done wrong, well, you're back to firefighting mode, and ain't nobody got time for that. Here's a reality you've probably experienced. Have you ever seen that every dollar of budget you've got, there's at least like 3 other places you'd like to spend that dollar? Without taking the STRATEGIZE step seriously, you're not just risking today's wins, you're guaranteeing tomorrow's shortages. This is how you turn your finite resources into exponential growth. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine a mid-sized logistics company that nails the first 4 steps of the focus framework. Their pace point happened to be their central warehouse dispatch team. They optimized the dispatch processes. They coordinated inbound and outbound flows. They upgraded some tech in order to handle 40% more orders daily. Awesome, right? But 6 months later, a competitor rolled out a faster delivery model and demand patterns shifted. So without a strategy to sustain their edge or a plan for their next pace point, they started losing ground. That's the wake-up call STRATEGIZE answers. It's about staying ahead of the curve, not just riding the wave. So what does STRATEGIZE actually look like? It's got 2 core pillars, and I'm breaking them down for you step by step. First, sustain the gains. This means locking in the improvements you've made. You've worked pretty hard to optimize and coordinate around your pace point. Don't let old habits creep back in. This involves cementing new behaviors, metrics, and policies that prioritize system performance over the local wins. Think updated KPIs that measure overall throughput, not just department stats, and regular check-ins to make sure everyone's aligned. The second pillar is to plan the next steps. Here you're looking ahead. Where's your next pace point likely to emerge? What market trends or internal shifts could change your system's dynamics? This isn't guesswork. It's about using data from your current setup to anticipate where these things will hit next. Ask yourself this: what's the resource that will now limit our growth? And how can we start preparing? This pillar ensures you're not caught off guard when your upgraded pace point shifts somewhere else, because it will. You've always got a pace point somewhere in the system. You just gotta trust me. It's gonna move somewhere after you upgrade this one. Most people, but not you, most people are hyper-focused on one part of their organization. They're fixing parts without looking at the whole system. They're tweaking a little process here, working on a department there, and they wonder why their overall results don't budge. STRATEGIZE flips that. It forces you to see the whole picture. You've got to sustain your pace point wins while planning for the next system shift. This isn't a step, it's a new way of thinking. Ask yourself this: are you just patching holes, or are you redefining how and where your ship is sailing? Here's why this matters. Sustaining keeps your foundation rock solid, while planning keeps you agile. Together, they make an organization powerhouse that doesn't just react, it anticipates. All right, let's get down to the brass tacks with 5 actionable ways to nail STRATEGIZE. First, build a system performance dashboard. This does not have to be high tech. Just create some way of seeing how your pace point and overall system are performing. Think throughput, lead times, quality metrics, customer satisfaction. Make it accessible to everyone so that the whole team is focused on the big picture. This cannot be a department level metric. This has to be company level, organization level. Simple tools like a Excel file or even a little written sticky note on the wall are plenty sufficient. Just make it visible. If you happen to have lots of cool tech and you happen to have a cool reporting system, that's awesome as well. Second, schedule regular strategy reviews. Don't let this be a one and done. At some frequency that makes sense for you, make sure to set some time aside to make sure your coordination and upgrade efforts are holding. As with every meeting, keep it focused. 30 minutes max. Ask these questions. Are we still aligned? What's shifting? What's not working the way we think it should be? Third, reinforce these cultural shifts. You've got to reward systems thinking over individual heroics. Celebrate teams that coordinate well, not just the lone wolves hitting personal targets. As Patrick Lencioni says in The Advantage, organizational clarity drives behavior. Make system success the hero of your stories. You will be so pleased at how much better your organization is when everybody's working together, driving in one direction. Also, this is one great way to tackle burnout and turnover head on. When you reward systems thinking, your team sees how their work fits into the bigger picture. They're not just cogs into the machine. I've seen organizations cut turnover by 30% just by aligning recognition to system wins over individual grind. Imagine your team staying at your organization longer, working smarter. What's that worth to you? Put some of that money back where those rewards belong, in the people people's hands who are supporting this system, not just their own efforts. Team players are way better than lone wolves anyway. Fourth, run scenario planning. Play the what if game. What if demand spikes by 20%? What if a key supplier falls out? Map how your system responds and where stress points emerge. This prepares you for the unexpected and looks pretty freaking impressive to your shareholders and your team. Just saying. Finally, invest in learning loops. After every major product upgrade, do a quick debrief. What worked? What didn't? What can we do better next time? 3 main questions. Document it, share it, and then do something about it. I worked with an organization that was phenomenal, so good at performing retrospectives. Every week they looked back and said, what went well, what didn't go well, and what can we do better? And they never did anything about it. As James Clear emphasizes in Atomic Habits, small, consistent improvements grow into massive compound growth. Ask yourself, how can we turn today's lessons into tomorrow's wins? Pick 1 or 2 of these to start with. Don't overwhelm yourself. Which one resonates with you most? Go with that and go and nail it. Now let's be real for a moment. Strategize will not always be smooth sailing. Here are 2 traps I've seen trip up even the best leaders, and here's how you can dodge them. First, complacency after success. You've boosted your output by 30%. Everybody's high-fiving. But if you stop there, you're toast when the next challenge hits. What's the solution? Keep the urgency alive. Remind your team that today's win is tomorrow's baseline. Second, analysis paralysis. Do you know those people who are like so frozen because they're trying to figure out every single possible solution? Here's an idea for you. Just set a deadline for decisions. Pick a date and say, we're not going past this. It should probably not be longer than like a week. Maybe just make it like the end of the day. Like make some decisions and then move. More often than not, people get stuck not doing anything. Speed beats perfection every time. Don't let overthinking stall your momentum. Have you ever seen an organization fall into either of these traps? If so, drop a comment. I'd love to hear about it. And of course, I'd love to help if I can. That's why I'm gonna make these videos. Here's the painful truth. And the French abbot Saint Bernard of Clairvaux said it about 1,000 years ago. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. I've seen companies with amazing, great, phenomenal intentions stagger and drop out because they didn't identify the real limitation holding them back. Without this step, there's a fair chance that your upgrades unravel and your coordination falters. And then your pace point slowly devolves into a choke point. Don't wait for the crisis. Ask yourself, can we afford another quarter of stagnation? What's the real cost of not acting now? Now, on that low note, here's a quick win to fire you up. A major retailer I worked with had their pace point in the inventory restocking process. After optimizing, coordinating, and then upgrading, they strategized to sustain gains as they planned ahead, spotting that order fulfillment would be the new pace point in their operations. By prepping early with cross-training staff, they handled a 50% surge in online sales without a hitch during peak season. What was the result for them? Sustained growth, happier customers, and a 17% revenue bump that quarter. That's the power of Strategize. It's more than planning, and it leads to winning. So Strategize is your key to locking in today's success and owning tomorrow's challenges. You've got to sustain your wins with solid systems and plan ahead to stay agile. Master this and you've completed the focus framework. Find, optimize, coordinate, upgrade, and strategize. You're not just improving, you're literally going to be transforming your organizations. I'd love to hear how you're applying this. Drop me a comment. I read every one, and I would love to see how you're doing things. What's going on? If you've got a question or a takeaway, let me know. I'd love to help. If you found anything in this series valuable, share with a friend. And maybe if it was really helpful, maybe consider subscribing for more operational physics insights. After all, once your momentum is going and your flywheel is spinning, you're basically unstoppable. So, see you in the next video. If you found that helpful, check out my latest video to learn more.